Looking at swimming with the great white sharks, Barb was adamantly opposed. I frankly had a lot of inbred fear, as most people do, with white sharks. Going back to the movie Jaws, it's amazing how people are petrified from it when in fact more people die in lots of other places.
When it comes to animals, I think the buffalo is actually top of the list. In the big five, your buffalo, and then your hippopotamus. Hippos kill a lot of people.
That was Vian.
Vian Myburg, White Shark Ecoventures.
He was our guide for the day.
In South Africa, I would say we've got white sharks. We will get a fatal shark attack every between 5 and 7 years maybe. So your fatal shark attacks with white sharks is a lot less than.
We learned heaps about sharks that day. Let me preface that some of the recordings are a little bad, so excuse the quality. We learned that sharks don't eat you because you taste bad.
So that's another theory going around. They say nothing wants to eat us because we taste so bad. But we're actually just too bony. They've way too much bone in us. If they do consume you, they will spend more energy digesting all your bones than what they get as a reward.
We also learned where great white sharks rank in the shark attack list.
When you look at all different sharks, tiger sharks and bull sharks are top of the list. Bull sharks being the one that's most responsible for most sharks, and then your tiger sharks. And then you've got a couple of other smaller sharks in the middle that will bite you, but as it provoked bites or shark attacks. White sharks are number 7th on the list.
Great whites are number 3 in fatal attacks because when they do bite,
it's usually a lot more serious than a lot of other shark attacks or shark bites.
So then I asked, how long has Vian been doing this? How long have you been doing this?
14 years, 5 months, and 15 days.
Just to put it, who's counting? How many shark-related accidents has happened?
None. We've had scrapes and bruises and stuff like that. I've never had people losing limbs or anything like that. So nothing serious.
Still not sold? Here's what shark diving is like.
We went shark diving.
My name is Karen Griggs from England. Today we went shark diving with the great whites off the South African coast, which was incredible.
My name is Sue Griggs and I'm from Gloucester in England.
And what did you see from...
What did I see? Crazy people who went into cold water.
At first when you get in the water, it's like kind of a shock cold.
It was cold, but exhilarating, and you went in first. And I said, is it freezing? And you said, but the minute you see a shark, you forget, and you're absolutely right.
In a cage, in the hope that they're going to see sharks coming up very close to them and scaring the wits out of them. And I think they were quite successful.
Okay, so the cage is just backed up to the boat, so they have no rear access to you, so they can just kind of come to the sides and the front. And of course, all the time you're remembering that you're wanting to clamber down the cage because, as I think you shouted up, I'm buoyant. And of course, there's no, you're not weighted like you would be if you're scuba diving, so it doesn't get tangled up. So you're trying to pull yourself down. So you're trying to scramble down the cage without sticking your fingers out so they don't get broken or scraped or as bait.
But getting into the water and getting under the water and just seeing the sharks for the first time, you're like, holy shit, I'm seeing sharks from this distance.
Yeah. It's that initial, they're saying, get down, get down. I'm like, you can't catch your breath. I can't go down because I can't catch my breath, I'm so cold. And then once you're down, and it's fine. Not quite the Caribbean, but it's fine.
I don't know how cold it was, but I know everybody complained when they first got in. But I think what I've heard is that once they got in, and the adrenaline and the wetsuits, obviously, they acclimatised and they forgot the cold.
When you finally do it, you can't quite believe it. You're wanting to watch, you're wanting to photograph it so you remember it forever, but you're also wanting to not... You're in that state of confusion, and it's so fast. I mean, they're literally by in a heartbeat, and you're thinking, you're trying to remember it with your, for your memory's sake, but you're also trying to photograph it. So you're all fingers and thumbs, and it's only sort of about the 4th or 5th time they go by that you can sit there and say, right, actually, I'm going to just enjoy what's happening here and stuff like that.
And just seeing, because you see them on like television and internet, but seeing them that close and you just like you did bashing into the cage, it's quite an experience and it's well worth it.
What I tried to do is to focus on the bait, because I thought, that's where the sharks are going to come. So yes, I did. All very quick when they did come, generally, although there were some that just swam past slowly. And
I'm really surprised that we saw one that quick, and it was quite amazing actually.
Yeah. Here's Vian again, telling the specifics of what we saw.
Okay, the only white sharks, we saw 4, maybe 5 pretty big ones. Well, still juveniles, but the smallest one we had was about 2.5 meters, so 7-8 feet. Biggest one we had was about 4 meters, so about 13 feet.
Wow. So what's the takeaway?
Yeah, they're dangerous, they're predators, and they can kill you if they want to. Good thing is they don't want to, so they're not interested in us. There's better stuff out there that they will go after. As that when you're around sharks, very often those sharks are more afraid of you than the other way around. The potential is there that they will kill you, or that they can kill you, but they don't. So, but there's always that small risk, and that's what's making people afraid of them, unfortunately.
they seem peaceful, and I think that's the message that's coming across here, is that people are so scared of sharks. I wouldn't go swimming if I thought there were sharks around. But what they're trying to tell us here is that you shouldn't be afraid of them. That the chance of being attacked by a shark is really pretty remote. And they're not out to kill you, they're just out to test you and see what you are. Yeah. So, yeah, people come away with lacerations, but not many people actually die. So, yeah, I think the whole idea of this experience is to educate people into the fact that sharks really are friendly. They're not as friendly as dolphins, but yeah, not the scary creatures that they're made out to be.
I think Lucas put it the best when he said this.
There's a lot of prejudice around sharks, so it was nice sort of like getting to neglect that and just getting new information about them.
So that's it. I would highly recommend booking a shark cage diving experience if you're in Cape Town, especially with White Shark Ecoventures. Request Vian because not only is he handsome and his smile never wavers, but he's incredibly knowledgeable and very kind. If you want to read more about my adventures, you can go to my blog at lnlurie.com. Or please send me feedback. Do you like what you're listening to? Do you want to know more about a certain topic? Email me at ln.lurie@yahoo.com. Thanks again to Karen, Lucas, my dad, Lieb Lurie, and Sue for their help. Thanks to John.